So I'm Magne, and I look after the PGCAP, which is Postgrad Certificate in Academic Practice, and that's a master's level programme for most of the new academics at the university. One of the things we try and do on the PGCAP, because of its nature, is introduce new members of staff to the technologies that are available that they can use with their students as they start teaching on their programmes. So we try and use a whole range of things, and one of those obviously is PebblePad. The particular thing we were using it here for was one of the assignments that we do. And previously it's been offered just as a written assignment that they do in a Word document, and they stick all their appendices and their attachments at the end of that and then submit it electronically to us in that format. And we decided to use the Webfolio, which is one of the tools in PebblePad, so that they could construct it in a different way. And some people might have done that bit by bit, which you can do in a Webfolio. And also it kind of looks more creative. It looks like a website, looks like web pages. And for those who have been really used to writing in an academic style, it's kind of a different way of presenting things. For those who are new to academic writing, it could potentially offer them a little bit more structure if they wanted it. And it got them used to using the PebblePad technology, which of course they can then use with their students as well, so it acts as a familiarisation exercise too. Well, it's always good because apart from introducing our new staff to it, obviously my team have to get to grips with all of these technologies that we use as well. So every year we try and use one new thing. This year we were using two or three. We had a sandpit set up for us which we could play in, and that was a really good plan as well, because it meant that tutors got to kind of upload draft things and have a bit of a dummy run, and then also see how they could put comments, how they mark it, how that feeds back to the students, and all those kind of practical processes that you really don't know about until you try it. Yeah, the pros, one of the things I liked about it was that two of the tutors on that module for which it was being assessed were able to release examples of a Webfolio to the participants on the course. They were still able, if they wanted to as participants, to do it in a Word document, and many did, and submitted it in the old-fashioned way electronically as a Word document. But the element of choice was really appreciated, particularly by those who did use it. The downsides, I suppose you have to get used to the technology, and although it might be a downside in the short term, in that you've got to learn how it works, in the long term it's great, because then you've got another resource at your fingertips that you can use when you think it might be appropriate to use it. It's been quite interesting to use it, quite fun from the team's point of view. From our participants who have said are new academics and therefore working with students, we try and introduce them to a range of technologies. So on our programme we use things like Tulip, and we use that quite innovatively. We use lots of videos, Aspire reading list, the interactive reading list, that kind of thing. So PebblePad is just another one of those technologies. And so it's quite useful for them to get to grips with and actually have a hands-on experience of how that works and try and build something in there. One of the other nice things about it too is for the markers. When you get piles of marking coming in, sometimes it all looks quite similar, and with a PebblePad Webfolio they can create a different look, and the structure can also be quite different, and that's really nice for the markers' point of view, but from the participants' point of view it's also quite a creative process, and for some of our participants that's a really important part of what they do in terms of putting assignments together.